Well, good evening, my friends, and once again, thank you for taking this opportunity to join me. Today is Tuesday, November the 8th, 2016, and again, to all of my subscribers, and especially to those of you watching again, I'm sure that many of you know that, today is the most important day in the history of the United States of America. Where many of you, if most of you haven't already, gone out to, cast your votes early this morning or sometime this afternoon or whenever you have already done it. Again, we know it's crazy right now. It's pandemonium. I know that many of you, as we speak, are, probably watching CNN or Fox News or many other of the mainstream media sources right now, to keep an eye on this extremely close race as we speak. According to the electoral votes as we speak, Clinton has the lead by 1 point at a margin of 68 to 67 over Donald Trump as we speak right now. However, though, from what I've been able to gather as of right now, according to Fox News sources, we do know that Clinton has won Illinois, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Maryland, Vermont, North Carolina, Delaware, D.C., and Texas. And from what it's showing here, when it comes to Trump, it does show that Trump has won Indiana, West Virginia, Kentucky, South Carolina, Missouri, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Georgia, and both Alabama. And we know that list is going to continue to grow again. But we've been doing our very best here, to keep an eye on this thing. As we obviously see that this is a very close race again. And I'm sure that many of you are keeping your fingers crossed that Trump does pull through, because saints, as I've said, we need to vote life. Every vote counts, and we have to understand, saints, that everything we believe in, our Christian values and our very way of life, our freedom of speech and our freedom to speak out against sin and homosexuality and to worship in public places is at stake right now, saints. And if you haven't gone out to vote, you need to get out there and cast your votes. Every vote counts, saints. And if you want to be able to make your voices heard, it's the only way you're going to be able to do it. And, I do encourage you, again, if you haven't gone out to vote, please do so before the polls close, wherever you may be, if they haven't already closed again. God be with them, many of you that haven't done it. But for those of you who have, I encourage you again, as I've said, to be of good cheer. Just continue to seek the Lord again and, trust him, because no matter what, as I've said, don't put your trust in man, because Scripture makes it abundantly clear again that, with man it is impossible. With God, all things are possible. But yes, we do need to make this country great again, because there is so much that is wrong with it today. And it's obvious that Satan is here, and he is just having his way, saints. And, it's time for a change. It's time for a positive change. It's time to make America great again, saints. And, I know that many of you out there may not, agree with me on what I'm saying, but again, if you do not get out there and vote, saints, how will you be able to make your voices heard? And, it's unfortunate that there are some out there who refuse, to vote. And, in some ways you kind of think about it, you can't necessarily blame them given the two parties we're, dealing with right now. But, as many others have said, if you want to make your voices heard, you have to vote. Remember, saints, that every vote counts. And, with that being said, we're going to have a quick look here at what I've been able to project so far from this, according to Fox News sources here, which going on to say that, let's see, from what I've been able to at least gather right now, we do know that Clinton has lost West Virginia again. We see here that Trump beat her at a 60. Trump came out on top in West Virginia at a 61.7% over Clinton at a 33.0%. We do know as of right now, they are both tied neck to neck in Florida at 48.5%, both of those two right now. So we know that it's still undecided in Florida. As we can tell right now, we do know again that Trump has won in Kentucky with a margin of 61.7% over Clinton, which is at 33.4%. Again, we see as of right now, it looks to be that Clinton has won Michigan at 49.1% over Trump at 43.5%. And again, so far, this is what I've been able to gather as of right now. But again, we are continuing to keep our fingers crossed again and pray, as we know that this is a tight This is a very tight race, and we do know that so much is riding on our votes tonight, and on many of you who are going out or have gone out already to vote again. And as I've said, I encourage each and every one of you again to be of good cheer. And for those of you who are voting Trump, obviously I voted Trump and I'm wearing red. Again here, it says I voted. Did you? And for those of you again who haven't, I encourage you to go out and vote. And again, with that being said, if we happen to have any breaking news, I will do my very best to bring that to you, of course, again, as we are, continuing to follow this very close race once again. And if we have any more breaking news in regards to this, or anything further to bring you, I will do my very best to bring that to you, of course, everyone. Do stay tuned, and God bless.